There.
That's right. Things are different.
We listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any pictures today? We better get in line.
Yeah.
I forgot to let you know Keegan will be on Zoom if there's any questions for him today.
Oh,
Okay, comes in
sounds good.
regards to the text. So,
Thank you,
That's what
David.
I'm here for is Keegan, because that county operating rate is what I'm waiting for in order to apply for my bond.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I need that.
All right, it's 1 o'clock. I'm going to call the May 19th Board of Commission meeting to order. Today, we're going to start out with a prayer by Commissioner Heberling, followed by the pledge by Commissioner Starkella.
Our Heavenly Father, we come before you today and we thank you for your love. We thank you for your grace. We thank you, Lord, for the great weather we've experienced the past few days. And we thank you because we have many local farmers that were able to get their crops in. We ask that you would bless their endeavors this summer as we go through the planting and harvest season. Lord, we also want to thank you for the freedoms that we have to meet as commissioners in our county and to make decisions for our county. And Lord, we pray for our government. We pray for those that are above us in government and our president. We just pray, Lord, that you would guide and direct them in every decision they make. Again, we ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Leslie, roll call, please.
District 1 Chairman John Black,
Present.
District 2 Commissioner Roger Ballard, District 3 Commissioner Gary Heberling,
Here.
District 4 Commissioner Bill Sarkella,
Here.
District 5 Commissioner Christine Lee,
Present.
District 6 Commissioner Evans Ehart,
Here.
District 7 Commissioner John Moody.
Here.
Thank you, Leslie.
Here.
If there are no corrections or deletions to today's agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Ballard, supported by Commissioner Moody to adopt the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Agenda is adopted. Up next is approval of our meeting minutes from May 5th. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lee, supported by Commissioner Heberling to approve our minutes from May 5th. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. You would have received your correspondence from Jody through email the other day. We're going to move into commissioner reports and we'll start with Commissioner Ballard.
Oh, last night I attended the Lamont Township's meeting. They expect gravel patching to begin next week and Ryan will follow at a later date. The contractor is behind it due to weather. Fire department has got their due to them air tank filling equipment up and running. They can use it as it is right now. They do need one part for it, but as of now it's operational. So that'll be a nice piece for them to have. And they also approved some upgrades to their Jaws of Life equipment. Last week I was at Argyle. They approved a road culvert replacement and discussed the community safety grant program. And I had already shared the information that I received on that with my district. Marlette Township, I was there last week. They approved some road improvements and they are doing work on Lynn, Montgomery, Goslin, and Decker roads, and the cost totals a little over $500,000 that will go on through this summer. And they also approved a township contribution to the Marlette Schools Resource Officer. Their share is $14,685, and $2,838 will come from the Public Safety Revenue Sharing Program. And that's it.
So the township's engaged in a contract with the school to help provide the resource officer.
They did it for 3 years with COVID money. They did $10,000 a year. And then the school board came to them and asked, and it's based on the number of students in the township. They were also going to go to Coylton Township, and I'm not sure if there were others. A couple of them just have a couple of kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good on them for finding ways to put a resource officer in the district.
Yep.
Thank you, Roger. Gary?
Yeah, thank you, June. Last Wednesday, I attended the Moore Township meeting, gave my report, and George Lasecki, which is on the Planning Commission, he gave a report that they're working on a policy for signage in Moore Township. And it was very entertaining, with probably a 45-minute report. And what I didn't know, and I don't think probably anybody in here knows it, that back in 1947, when they were blacktopping M46, the state bought property from the landowners. And at some point, and he showed the map of M46. Sometimes there's like 130-foot setback. Sometimes there's 70-foot. And the problem they're having, that probably most communities are, the signs that get put up along the road, if they're not off the road far enough. And what I didn't know, and I learned real quick, is when DTE or Thumb Electric put up a pole, you see signs all over there, garage sales, whatever. Those are illegal.
Yeah.
I didn't know that,
Yeah.
but they're developing a policy to try to get that corrected and get back to square one. So I just thought it was interesting that the state come in and bought property to get more rights off the center of the highway. I didn't know that. So Thursday, I attended Watertown Township, gave my commission report. And then the treasurer gave her report. They adopted the 2026 millage or mileage at 72.5 cents a mile. Road commission report, limestone and brine was accepted. They're putting up new cemetery signs. Spring cleanup for Watertown Township is May 30th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we're going to see today, John and our planning commission, we're going to review the moratorium they sent us to review. So that'll be on our council. Last night, I attended the Sandusky City Council meeting. Some of the agenda was talked about and voted on, street lights and updates. They're working on that right now. DET for free are going to put in receptacles. I'm assuming 110 receptacles on all the street lights. There is cement, Comcast is doing upgrades by the fairgrounds, and MDOT, they received a grant from MDOT for basically $593 for new improved runway lights at the city airport. And it was reported that because of the rainy season, 7 million gallons of wastewater went through the DPW. And then tomorrow, as I've said in other meetings, tomorrow the Michigan Aeronautics is going to be at the airport from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and we're all invited to that. Today we had a personnel meeting with John, myself, Nathan, and Jody. This afternoon we have a planning commission, and tomorrow I will not be attending my monthly MMPC meetings because I'm going to be at the airport. So, in my report.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Gary. Bill?
Port Sanilac, I said it on the meeting, they're going to be doing a community fund established through the foundation. So that's a good thing, kind of a new step in the direction with that. So hopefully that will be kind of maybe the, I guess, the footprint for other communities who want to do something like that. It's the first time the Community Foundation has been involved with something like this. They approved their hours for a lot of the community activities going on. And then MDOT road approval for gravel for them. And also the harbor's gotten some money for their initial study. So hopefully that'll continue. Excuse me, they'll be able to finish up the harbor upgrades that are badly needed. Washington Township approved their ditch and culvert agreements, some mowing assessor contract they put out for bid. Their sheriff approval, we talked about that as well at our last meeting. And then they're just kind of keeping an eye on the drive-in and what might happen with that moving forward. Now that they have the ordinance in place, it'll give them some bite for policing that circumstance. Bridgehampton, they approved a lawn care quote, have their cameras up and running, planning commission a member, and discussion at that meeting about right to farm, and then also public safety. I don't know if any of you have seen anything out there, but Bridgehampton was awarded $7,000 from the state for public safety. And I don't know if any of your townships or anybody has gotten some funding or talked about it. In my discussion with Nathan, it turns out that was out there for public safety due to violent crime. So Bridgehampton had no idea. All of a sudden, they just got this money with an excellent, but not. So I don't know, because if you can go look at Port Sanilac, got nothing as an example, but it's about public safety. And I don't know what's happened in Bridgehampton Township that allowed them to get some funding because of violent crime. Sand Lake Township, revenue sharing, they talked about that as well. Their data center discussion, gravel and culvert was approved short-term rental, and then they also are going to be doing some building upgrade. Everybody's trying to get rid of the rest of their ARPA money. And then Buell Township, unfortunately, their new clerk stepped down. She'll be done at the end of the month, but they might have a possible replacement. They approved their gravel agreement, and Hall Construction's completed finally. And then there was a zoning application for a bird processing plant. So they were looking at that. I don't know what kind of bird they're processing. They didn't have a lot of details, but I'm assuming chickens, but who knows?
Right.
That's all I have.
Those public safety funds, is there any, do we have any ideas on, like, there's gonna be stipulations on what they can and can't spend that money on?
Yeah.
It makes it interesting, I mean, because Bridgehampton Township doesn't have a police force.
Exactly.
75% of that is to go to law enforcement and 25% to public safety, which fire, whatever.
So I guess if the township contracts contractual services with the sheriff's department, that'd be an avenue for them to
Right.
utilize those funds. We have many townships. Does Bridgehampton currently contract?
No.
They don't. So maybe that's an avenue they could explore.
Right.
I actually got a letter from the sheriff regarding that. I can share it with you if you want. I'll send it out.
Yeah, I'd be interested just to kind of understand. 'Cause if any of my townships ended up getting it, it'd be nice to, because they're probably gonna not know what the.
You sent out the email for that,
I was
did
gonna
you?
say, did you?
Yeah, I got it.
You sent an email issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That went out to every township.
Right.
Oh, that went to everybody?
Yeah.
That's the same one.
I sent it out to every township.
Okay.
Sheriff and I worked on that.
You can go through that and look at everybody that got funding in your district.
Oh, perfect. I'll have to read.
There's an explanation on the dollars and everything in regards to that.
Not everybody got money.
Oh,
Lamont
no.
Township.
Yeah, a lot didn't.
And
And some did.
You're seeing that though more and more. Even 2 weeks ago in our meeting, the sheriff contract with another township.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that more.
Very good. Is that all, Bill?
That's all.
Okay, thank you for your report. Christine?
I have nothing to report because I've been doing track meetings.
Okay, well, at least you're keeping busy. I'm gonna cover everything in my committee reports. Evans, okay?
Just touching on what I talked about 2 weeks ago, again about the fiber issue. I've had constituents call me, and now it's recently, and I've told my constituents when they call me that it's personally affecting me as well, but I did to go into it. But fiber mercury went down my road, and they left a giant 3 foot by 3 foot by 4 foot deep hole in my yard with another hole next to it. I gave them a month to come and fix it, which I thought was extremely gracious on my part. Yesterday, I'm like, all right, time to take care of it. Month up. Went to my township office, see if any of their companies ran by, because there's multiple subcontractors that Mercury's using going to different places. So it took me about 3 phone calls, still couldn't get someone who's responsible or take responsibility who did it. But someone heard me on the phone, and I had a tractor with a backhoe out there within an hour to fill those holes. Again, I don't know who finally took responsibility for it, but someone passed it on that this needed to be taken care of. But all I can say is I know the road commission's fed up with it, but something needs to happen with them. They're not cleaning up their jobs. They're ruining people's lawns. And because there's so many different subcontractors, I would recommend if you see someone out there working in your yard, take a picture of the truck, because I don't know who's who with
That's if
that
we have
week.
signage on.
Yeah, because it's not that easy to track down who's responsible, because this guy blames that guy and this guy blames that guy. So that's all I can really say.
I'm guessing they Googled your name and found out who you really are.
They might have. I was very stern on the phone because I would have filled that hole with cement.
Well, that's what I was thinking, that your threat of filling it with cement might have got them there as well.
Yeah, it would ruin it.
Let's be real, it was effective, right?
It was.
Whatever it takes.
Back when Highline was doing it, Gary and I, you and I ended up in a meeting with the road commission dealing with those same types of issues. So
It's good that you were able to get that alleviated,
And like I said, I waited a month. I wasn't mad the next day. I'm like, I'm gonna give them time. And I went out there and talked to them when they're filming. Did you guys just forget about it? And they're like, oh no, we got pulled off this job. And we had to do something else on the other side of the thumb. I'm like, well, you just can't leave a hole like this in my yard. I have a kids. So
right?
I let them know.
Anybody else walking down the road and fall into it.
And with all the
suing you instead.
Yeah.
And with all the rain too, you get close enough, for all I know, that can cave in. If someone got close enough. Right.
Very good.
That's it.
Thank you, Evans. John?
On the 12th, I had Speaker Township. Their fire truck grant, still haven't heard anything, or their FEMA grant for fire equipment, they still haven't heard anything on those.
They agreed to replace a culvert on Duquette Road and on Trainer Road. They reappointed Eric Alexander to their planning commission. They accepted a bid from Reefer Electric out of Lexington to service their generator. And they renewed their QuickBooks contract to do with their billing and stuff, so. And they have a great big huge safe in there that's been there for years and years and years, and they don't know how to get it out of there. They're working on that.
Might be easier to leave it where it is.
It's huge and they want it out of there, but I guess it's super, super heavy. They're having a hard time because they think it'll ruin their flooring if they roll it out.
Yeah.
Without putting something down, but they're working on it. And that's all I have.
Good. Thank you, John. I appreciate everyone.
I have Worth and Fremont coming up.
Okay. Appreciate everyone's commissioner reports. Nathan, your administrator report, please.
Yeah, thank you. First thing, I guess you guys touched on it already, but obviously sent out the letters to all the local municipalities about the public safety revenue sharing. It did outline the appropriate uses of funding. And talked about some contact information for the sheriff's office on there, for the sheriff, under sheriff. So hopefully those entities will take advantage of an opportunity to reach out if they choose to and work with the sheriff's office on ways to spend those dollars. I have Mako conference, county administrative officers starting tonight. So after meetings, I'll be heading up there for the week and looking forward to the opportunity to always hear kind of what's going on in other counties, ways they're handling things and finding the similarities and differences. So
I'm glad you attend those conferences. It seems like every time you come back, we have good discussions about some ideas that you gain from around the state.
it's nice to be able to talk to people who have been doing that work for 15, 20 years. So there's a lot of knowledge that gets passed around. The other thing I wanted to touch on, I know I emailed yesterday a summary on the PA 233 lawsuit that we engaged in and Foster Swift. I don't feel there's a need to go into closed session to discuss this. I think it's something we can just have a discussion here. Really, you guys are aware, as I sent out the summary, there was some things that the Court of Appeals ruled on that kind of went in the favor of the locals, and a couple things that didn't really help the locals in that. Mike Homier, who's heading the case for Foster and Swift, wants to now continue to take this to the Michigan Supreme Court. He doesn't know whether they'll hear the case. We did have a few of our local townships who are involved in this as well. His big thing was if anybody wanted to step out of the case, to let him know. The consensus amongst the group is everybody is very eager to stay involved. The erosion of local control is very concerning to people. As I told you guys in email, I think us staying involved, representing our townships that maybe don't have the money to be involved is a positive thing. Costs are minimal. We had set a $10,000 threshold on this just to make sure we didn't get involved into something that went beyond what we were prepared to pay for. At this point, we're just over $4,500 into it, and he estimated, due to the group of 79 municipalities involved, the filing, and if there's briefs, would probably be somewhere in the range of $500 to $600, I think. So we're not looking at going beyond the budget we had already set. So.
And we've had a huge win by being defined as an affected local unit. And it's very likely that this county is going to benefit potentially in the hundreds of thousands of dollars as these projects are developed, because we will be able to obtain the same level of funding that the townships are getting as an affected local unit. So for our investment, and the potential that we still could go to the Supreme Court and potentially maintain some level of local control on these issues, which is yet to be seen, but I definitely feel we should plow forward with it and stay involved.
Agreed. Yeah, not as maybe as much was gained, and that's what Mike Homier said. He noted he's a very poor loser and was very unsatisfied with some of the decisions that were made. But the fact that, I guess, if things were ruled the way they were, the fact that any local unit of government that is in the area, whether you're a county, a township, city, village, becomes an affected local unit of government, at least they're going to receive some compensation for what's being done. So I guess you could consider that, like you said.
Right.
Um,
And that possibly even could, and not to say that we would ever want to land in the situation, but let's say hypothetically, a highly contentious, improperly designed project is being contested by a township. It could also be contested by the county if the county is an affected local unit. So by having that status, we have more avenues available to us if we were to choose to take them. So.
And we'll have to get notice on all those now as well. So that
Right.
was another thing before. Sometimes it was like, wait a second, something's, there's discussions in Watertown or there's discussions in Wheatland, and we wouldn't know unless things trickled back to us. Now we're going to have to be notified of that.
Right.
So that will be good. So yeah, that's the summary on that situation at this point. And the last thing I have is just a reminder that Monday the courthouse will be closed for Memorial Day. It's not gonna.
Yeah, it kind of did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Very good. Does anybody have any questions for Nathan? Do we have consensus amongst the board to continue on with the litigation?
Yes.
Absolutely. Very good. Nathan, I appreciate your administrative report. Thank you. Up next is public comments pertaining to the agenda. Are there any public comments pertaining to the agenda today? Seeing none, we're going to move on. We got interviews for the Salem County Board of Public Works, and we have a familiar face, Dawn Cubitt. Welcome. It's nice to see you again. We're seeing you in a different capacity regularly now,
Yes.
but I think we're pleased. So
Irritating my husband now, so it's like, don't find any more projects to do, because he's not retired, so.
you do need
In the
to
house,
preserve at least one or two, Dawn, because I might need to come to you and ask you to take on.
That's what I said. She's in my district.
Right. So don't get yourself too boxed in.
Yeah. But no, I would like the opportunity to fill that spot if board's so willing, so.
Very good. Does anybody have any questions for Dawn?
No.
No, Dawn, we certainly appreciate your continued service to our community.
Appreciate it, thank you.
That's going to conclude interviews. So now we're into appointments to boards, and I have a Salem County Board of Public Works, a partial 3-year term expiring 12/31 of 2028. I'll entertain a motion to appoint Dawn Cubitt to that position.
Make that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Lee, supported by Commissioner Ehart, to appoint Dawn Cubitt to the Salem County Board of Public Works. Is there any discussion?
She looks a lot less stressed
Yeah.
coming into these meetings now.
I'm seeing what you're seeing, Roger. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, wait till she comes to a public works meeting. We'll fix it. They're rough. Yeah. Don't be late because you'll be the chairman.
That will.
Those are the rules.
Hey, she did that to me.
Absolutely.
All in favor of that appointment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, Dawn. We appreciate you. Okay, I see no need for commissioner appointments to boards or county chair appointments, so that's going to drop us directly into general resolutions. And this is a resolution related to the tax levy. You said that Keegan was available. I don't, if anybody requests him to speak, we could. If does anybody want to hear from Keegan before we read the resolution and approve this? Or I think we're all set.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we appreciate him being available, Nathan, but we're not going to need him. So at this time, any commissioner who so chooses to, if they would read the resolution imposing the 2026 summer property tax levy pursuant to Public Act 357 of 2004 and notice of certification of Salem County allocated tax rate levy.
I'll do it.
Thank you, Evans.
Whereas Salem County authorized under the General Public Tax Act, Public Act 206 of 1893 as amended to levy the collect county allocated property taxes, and whereas the General Property Tax Act has been amended by Public Act 357 of 2004 being MCL 211.44A to require all Michigan counties to impose a summer property tax levy. The total number of mills allocated to the county are to be levied and collected as a summer property tax beginning in 2007. Now therefore to be resolved that pursuant to Public Act 357 of 2004, Salem County allocated mills shall be levied and collected on July 1st, 2026 at the rate allocated after application of the Headley millage reduction fraction or 4.0100 mills, and be it further resolved that the treasurers that collect the state education tax in the Salem County are directed to account for and deliver the total county allocated mills collected for the 2026 in accordance with the provisions of the Public Act 357 of 2004. And be it further resolved that the resolution constitutes certification of the levy of the county allocated mills and authorized collection of the county allocated mills on July 1st, 2026 at a rate allocated after application of the Headley millage reduction fraction or the 4.0100 mills. And be it further resolved, the county treasurer shall deliver a copy of this resolution by first-class mail to the treasurers that collect the state education tax.
Good. Thank you, Evans. I have a resolution offered by Commissioner Ehart, and that resolution has been supported by Vice Chairman Ballard. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Leslie, a roll call, please.
Commissioner Ehart,
Yes.
Commissioner Ballard,
Yes.
Commissioner Moody,
Yes.
Commissioner Block,
Yes.
Commissioner Lee,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarcella,
Yes.
Commissioner Heberly.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's going to conclude resolutions for today. So that's going to drop us into committee reports, and we are going to start with Commissioner Moody.
Yesterday I had medical care facility. Their census is 77 right now. They put some new flooring in, new boiler in, and they're building a new shower. Their marketing director is doing great. They removed their CFO a few weeks ago and they hired Plant Moran to do the job that she was doing. They currently have 2 LPN openings and a speech therapist opening. And that's it.
Good. Thank you, John.
I have community corrections on the 28th, my next one.
Very good. Evans?
I have HCC tomorrow. Their meeting's normally at 1, but tomorrow it's gonna be at 10 because they have a staff appreciation meal after and also award thing for a successful client in HCC who would have been on hard times, but they got their life around and they award one person a year, and we'll see what it is tomorrow. That's it.
Good, very good. Thank you, Evans. Commissioner Heberlin and I met in a personnel committee meeting today with Administrator Roski to review Administrator Roski's evaluation. And I am very pleased to announce that Administrator Roski scored a 4.37 overall on a scale of 1 to 5, which means he's highly effective in his role. And Nathan, you've been highly effective in your role since your time being here. And congratulations and thank you for the high level of service you've been providing to us. It is excellent to see. And on that, Nathan approached me about a revision within his contract, which he created largely himself. I reviewed it and was agreeable to it, and it's been sent off to legal for review. And there's been some minor adjustments. The board will expect to see that revised contract at the FNA meeting on June 2nd. We'll have that for everybody. Just a few highlights of that are not super major changes, but almost, I guess, Nathan, you said it really well earlier today. When you hire in somebody in a role like yours, it's always good for the board to keep their options open. But I think we've reached that solidifying point where I think everybody would like to see you in your role and try to make that contract more amenable to you. And so that's what we've done. So again, congratulations on such an excellent evaluation, high performance at your role. And thank you for your service.
20 more years. We'll still be on the board.
We call the fun we've been having. We could do this for 20 more. So, yeah, so it is, I mean, it's really, having served in multiple capacities like this in my time, it is always the most difficult times for bodies like ours when you are at odds with your administration staff. And we do not have that here. So that is an excellent thing. And I'm very, very happy to see these contract adjustments that will benefit Nathan moving forward, which benefits the county, in my opinion. Further, Commissioner Heberlein and I, we serve on a lot of committees together. Gary, we must like each other or something. There is a county planning commission meeting right here in BOC chambers at 3 o'clock today, if anybody's interested in all the fun things we do in those. So that's all I have. Christine?
I had a council on aging meeting on Monday and I handed out all the commissioners a flyer for the senior fair. Please hang that up someplace. The senior fair will be in June 26th at the high school on Friday from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I also handed out the booklet that came from our Region 7, and we had our annual dinner and meeting that day, and so all the facts are in there. I had a CAPC meeting this morning, and upcoming events, they're going to be at Thumbs Festival Kids Day. July 23rd is Youth Empowerment Camp. They already have 34 kids signed up. and they're partnering with Zach Historical Museum for their Summer Solace Celebration and Pioneer Heritage Flannel Festival and the Haunted Village. And then they had their baby shower. And they had 40 new and expected mothers, and there was 96 total with their support person. And each mother was provided with a goodie bag, and it had like a towel and some other little things, but they also put a life vac in it. And they received that on Thursday, and that 2 days later, a mother used that on their little one, that she was crawling around on the floor and found something underneath the refrigerator and was choking. And she tried the Heimlich maneuver and everything that didn't work. And she used this and the baby is doing fine. So.
Wow.
And once you use it, you call the company and they send you a replacement and it's there like the next day.
Really?
Yes. And then I had my health board meeting. And we elected new officers. Leah Lentz is going to be the secretary. Kendra Messing is the chair, and I am the vice chair of that committee now. Measles are, as of May 6th, there's 12 confirmed cases in the state of Michigan. They're in Washita, Ottawa, Monroe, and Macomb counties. So just want to put that out there. Also, there's cases of drug-resistant salmonella, I can't say it. Salmonella with chicks and chickens and ducks and ducklings and whatever. And what is affecting young kids, little ones. And there's ways to prevent, because the chicks and chickens and whatever, they can carry that. And the good way to prevent it is to wash your hands right away. Avoid face contact. Do not let your little ones snuggle and kiss them and whatever. Because, you know, children and their pets. Keep the poultry outside the home. And then watch your little ones, especially 5 and under. And that is all I have. Oh, there was something else. This was, I thought was interesting too. Children benefit mentally, physically from after-school sports, the study shows. So if your kids are involved in things after school, like sports or, you know, karate or whatever, that just makes them a better, well-rounded person. And that's all I have to read.
Excellent report, Christine. Thank you.
That's not a slightly biased opinion, is it? They're an official.
I didn't say frat.
Well, I don't know why you didn't. You had your chance.
And I didn't bring up your
What?
APS
Oh,
mud ball softball team.
For me, committee, still serving on NRAT, which is Environmental, Natural Resources, Agricultural and Tourism. That's a big board that got combined all into one through MAC. And we spent time reviewing the platform for this year. So that's finally completed. And then there was a regulation update and some property tax discussion and trying to pin down the legislature on when the road funding is going to be released through the state. And some budget discussion. So some concerns about the dams around the state as well. So they meet via Zoom on Friday mornings once a month. So I'm able to sit in on those. Pension, we had a meeting last week on, and there's an auditor concern from CMH about how the funding is allocated. So we're looking at that. And then at this point in time, no funding changes in regards to the investments with our pension. That's all I have.
Very good.
Thank you, Bill. Gary?
Thank you, John. As Chairman Block already expressed, I think is very adequately this our personnel meeting this morning. It went well. We reviewed the report on Nathan, and I just want to add, not only do we do that personally for that position of Nathan, but that's long term down the road. It gives them some security and things. So, but that was well put together, and what you changed in there, Nathan, was great. As John also mentioned, we have our planning commission this afternoon. And one of the things that's going to be in our agenda today is Watertown put a moratorium on these data centers. And I don't know if you've been following that or not, but this is a huge contention, and not only in our county, but around the state of Michigan, everywhere. These data centers take up millions and millions and millions of gallons of water, and they're already running wells dry and running lakes dry. So hopefully it don't come to the point that the state takes this over, like they did the windmills and the solars. But this is a huge thing, and need to pay attention to this. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to vote, but it would really affect our community and the water in our community. So pay attention to that. As I already mentioned, tomorrow I'll be attending the doings at the airport from 10 o'clock till noon. In my report.
Very good. Thank you, Gary.
Pardon me?
Park board?
I didn't have anything for the park board.
Okay.
Yeah, the meeting was short. It was, I think it was 20 or 25 minutes.
You probably approved some bills, got some things done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it went quick. It was a good meeting. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary. Roger?
No committee reports. I'm off the rest of the week other than getting ready for our summer concert series. Go to the dentist and take 2 cats to the vet tomorrow. And
What do you think's more dangerous, the dentist or taking cats?
the cats, if the cats are lucky, they'll come back. These 2 have not traveled before, so we got to take them from Marlin and North Branch.
All right.
Hopefully they'll be fine.
I wish you well on that endeavor.
I'll come in probably scratched up rats.
Thank you, Roger.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone's committee reports. That's going to take us to new business, which I see none, which is going to drop us directly into new business. And that's going to start out today with FA 078-26, approval of current claims.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the payment of current claims identified on the accounts payable report dated May 12, 2026 for the general bank account in the amount of $104,580.82.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarkello, supported by Commissioner Ballard. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 079-26, budget adoptions, amendments, appropriations, and transfers.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the following amendments as listed.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarkello, supported by Commissioner Lee. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Up next is FA 080-26, approval of additional general fund bank account checks charged to April 2026.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the payment of additional general fund bank account checks charged to April 2026 as follows. $577,203.61 in ACH payments, $277,602.10 in checks for a total of $854,805.71.
Support. I have a motion from Finance Chairman Sarkello, supported by Commissioner Mooney. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Lastly, today under new business, we have NFA 008-26, authorization of health, dental, and vision recommendation.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes offering effective July 1st, 2026, 3 self-funded Cofinity health plans through Oxient Health for active employees and non-Medicare eligible retirees as listed.
I have a motion by Finance Chairman Sarkello. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Commissioner Heberlein. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. That's going to complete new business today. That's going to take us into general public comments. Are there any general public comments? Welcome.
My name is Gabby Siegel, and I live in San Francisco. I'm here to address several concerns today. I'm sure you guys do a wonderful job with many of the things that I'm not going to mention today, but I'm here to just express my concerns. And I was pretty concerned about the decision to grant $8,000 to the Drug Task Force for a fundraiser recently. Given that they already receive approximately $1 million annually from a voted approved tax millage. When local households are watching every dollar Our community expects better oversight and transparency. Furthermore, we, the people, are concerned about millages being approved and pushed into taxpayers without any proof of efficacy. How do we even know if these millages are effective in our community? There seems to be a lack of measurable accountability at times. This ties directly into a broader issue regarding board governance, ethics, and conflicts of interest. When I saw Will Morris come up here and stand in for someone applying for a position on the board over there, that concerned me. Why would that be allowed? And why is he even here when the people are applying? I know why, but I'm asking that and hoping that the community watches this and is listening. As an administrator, he should not be in a position to influence or facilitate the selection of individuals who are supposed to oversee them. Another troubling issue is that Commissioner John Moody used his position to advocate for school millage when his wife serves as the superintendent of that school district. This blatant conflict of interest compromises the objectivity of this board and serves personal interest rather than the taxpayers. Ultimately, it feels like the Board of Commissioners is serving the community bureaucracies far more than you are listening to we the people. I urge the commission to refocus your priorities, demand full accountability, and start putting the residents of this county first. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Judy?
May I speak?
Absolutely.
First of all, congratulations to Nathan on your good review. I appreciate your administration. I just wanted to say, I was here to get that millage rate and just wanted to update you that yes, July 1, we're starting on summer tax collection again. Here we go. We just finished our settlement, and thanks to Brooke, she printed off all those checks for the townships, and thankfully we're all still self-funded. So, but this year, the number that we sent out was like almost $4.3 million in delinquent taxes. So the county collects now all of that tax. We pay out to all of the units and make sure that they are whole. So each one of the townships, the schools, and all of the entities, we are still able to pay them for those delinquent taxes. And then the county treasurer collects that from here on out. And as soon as we got each one of those units rolled into our delinquent tax, we sent out the delinquent tax notices, and we've already, by the time we paid out that $4 million, we had already collected about $1.5 million. Because as soon as we were, we got, say, Bridgehampton in, Tina was printing off the delinquent tax notices and we sent them right out. So it's just a constant rotation. And like I said, today, I'm going to be sending out the tax bond because we insure each one of those townships for the collection that they do on the county's behalf. So they collect all of the millages in the winter and the county operating in the summer. And so we insure them for that. And that's why I needed that document today, thanks to Keegan, and he got that submitted to you all to approve today. And so then I'm going to submit that. And what I do is calculate what each township is going to collect and send that to our bond people. And then they send me an invoice. So, but in the end, for when we're settling, we distribute the cost of that off to the entities too. So we pay that out in the beginning, but we also collect that. So I just wanted to update you that we're done with settlement. I think I'm done working on Saturdays for a while. And we got that all done, so we can kind of put that behind us, and the money has gone out with the checks this last week, so Brooke was a trooper. I mean, Brandy emailed her all of the vouchers and she had the checks done and she did well at that, so appreciate all her help too. So, thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any further public comment today? Seeing none, we're gonna move on. I see no need for closed session or approval of closed session minutes, so if there's nothing further to come before the Board of Commissioners today, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting at 1:45.
I'll make that motion.
Support. Was that, with a motion by Commissioner Lee, support by Commissioner Moody to adjourn our meeting at 1:45. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for your time.
Dawn.